What's your favorite scary movie?
Oh, come on, you know I don't watch that shit.
Why not? Too scared?
No, it's just what's the point? They're all the same. Some stupid killer stalking some big-breasted girl who can't act, who's always running up the stairs when she should be going out the front door. It's insulting.
Hello! Guys, what you didn't hear right before that was us staring at each other, wondering who was going to say something first.
Silent stare. Hello, and welcome to episode...
Oh, man. 20? 20. Yesterday was Christmas.
I hope everyone had a great day.
I hope I did, because we're recording this beforehand. No, I know I did. I'm currently in Baltimore with my parents, probably sitting on the couch. What's Kim doing?
We don't know.
It's going to be a fun surprise for everybody.
It's probably in LA or California, probably.
Yeah.
I hope everyone had a good day and or whatever holiday you celebrate.
Yep. Fucking Festivus, fucking pagan, solstice.
Right.
Fucking Kwanzaa, fucking Hanukkah. Fucking Christmas,
fucking yeah.
All the shit.
Hope all the holidays were good.
Yeah.
We're still feeling very festive.
Still feeling very, very Christmassy.
In the spirit of giving and gratitude and things, I just wanted to do a couple shout outs to some of our pod family, our Podern family.
We're so grateful for you.
A lot of people have just been like, we're new to the world still of podcasting, and a lot of people have been like sharing our stuff, just like giving us a lot of support, and just want to do a quick shout out. So
let's do it.
Some oldies but goodies, 2 peas on a pod. Always.
Boy.
Thorskin, the More Gooder Than podcast, the Dark Multiverse, the Civil Gore podcast, the Let's Die podcast, Odd Dad Out podcast, Nick Santacroce's podcast that I meant to look up the name of. Sorry, Nick Santacroce.
We love you, Nick.
We love you. Thanks for the shout out on your podcast that I don't know the name of. Oh, God.
Oh, fuck.
Mindless Horror. Mindless Horror. Faces and Aces Las Vegas
with
the Green Korean.
Dark Remnants podcast.
Dark Remnants. Horror Nights In. And horror movies and stuff, which is not a podcast, but it's a website with all kinds of great horror things, and they've been sharing a lot of our stuff. So shout out to all you mofos. Woo-hoo! We love you. We love you all.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Holidays. I don't know what I'm saying. Thank you. We love you.
Yeah.
You're the best.
You are the best. We truly do love you all. We can't wait to start the new year with all you bitches. Do we have any motherfucking reviews?
I think we do.
Oh,
guys,
my God.
I think we do.
The only reason I'm into it right now is because of us doing it as Christmas carols.
Because it's still the day after Christmas. We're going to stick with our Christmas
people
theme.
are still feeling Christmassy on the 26th.
So we'll start with Miss Inky.
Yeah.
And
what you got, Burns?
Miss Inky.
That took me a minute to figure. There you go.
Thank you for your review. Miss Inky. That's all I got.
Oh,
that was
my
a good one.
gosh.
I hope that didn't hurt your. That was very high pitched.
Yeah, you were like, I'm gonna start high and I'm just gonna see where it takes me up into the rafters. That's my favorite Christmas carol, by the way.
I know that.
Carol of the Bells.
It's one of my favorite things to play on my flute.
Did you know that? Did you guys know that Kim is a flautist? She's a flautist.
I am a flautist.
It's actually pretty cool.
And my favorite thing to play is Christmas music. So
who else do we got?
We have Brad Munson.
Ooh.
Brad Munson. Brad Munson. Thank you for your review on the iTunes
on my phone. Guys, I don't know if you can tell, but that was improv.
We are good at following each other's. I really let Ketrin take the lead on that one, and I was just
You were just along for the
going
ride.
along.
Thank
Shout
you,
out
Brad
to you
Munson.
guys. Thank you so much.
And Miss Inky. So I watched a movie.
You did.
I did.
Is it holiday themed?
Tis holiday themed.
Oh.
It is called I'm Dreaming of a Black Christmas. Just like the ones I used to know.
It's beautiful.
It's called Black Christmas.
I love it.
It is.
I know nothing about Black Christmas, so I'm very excited.
So it's also a remake.
Oh,
And
before you start.
our mugs of wine
Cheers. We have holiday mugs with snow on them, snowflakes.
that also have warm wine in them. I wish it was mulled.
But it is red warm wine. It's room temperature red wine as compared to warm white wine that Ketrin serves me.
Snob. So I watched, because you know me, I like the oldies, like and I was almost really close to watching the old one because it has the super hot chick that played Juliet in the 1970s Romeo and Juliet. But
Never seen it.
oh my
Don't know
god,
what
it's
you're
so
talking
good.
about.
It's so hot. It's the best. She's so pretty. You'll have to watch it. But the new one has Michelle Trachtenberg, otherwise known as Dawn from Buffy the Vampire Slayer,
Right, love her.
who I love, and also my boyfriend, don't tell my husband, Oliver Hudson.
Who is that? Oh,
You know who.
Kate Hudson's
brother.
What's her face's son?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I follow him on Instagram.
Yeah,
He's a
I do too.
Weird dude.
He's
I mean, he's like funny, but he's like
funny.
insane.
Yeah, but he's in this, and he looks great. He looks.
What year was this made? So it's a remake?
It's a remake. I feel like it was maybe made. So you'll get the gist of when it's made when I tell you the cast, because it's like Michelle Trachtenberg, Lacey Chabert.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Lacey
I
Chabert.
loved Lacey Chabert too. So I feel like it came out
Like 90s,
early
2000s,
2000s, something, that kind of area. But it was fun. It was great. It was super fun. Do you want me to tell you about it?
I would love that.
Cool.
As my Christmas gift.
I'm going to tell you about it. All right. So we open up on the old. Oh, no. I have to tell you, do Dead or Alive. So I will just give you the nicknames. This takes place in a sorority, so you can assume that most of these people are sorority girls.
Okay.
If they're not, I'll tell you. Blondie.
Dead.
Mrs. Mack.
Is a sorority girl?
She is the house mother.
Oh,
I have a lot of questions about sorority life that I can't get into right now, but I will.
She's an adult?
She's an adult woman who lives in a sorority house. These are one of my questions. I have lots of follow-up questions about this.
I'm going to say dead.
Okay. Billy, who is a
Girl.
boy.
Boy.
And that's all I'm going to say.
Alive.
Okay. Agnes.
I don't know if she's alive or dead, but I don't think you like her.
I am not.
Alive.
Okay. Eve.
Dead. No. Alive.
Okay. Calligraphy girl.
Dead.
You'll learn in a second. Bangs. She has bangs.
Dead.
Drunkie.
Oh, I really want her to be alive, but I think she's dead.
Dawn, who is Michelle Trachtenberg, but she's Dawn.
Alive.
Lacey Chabert.
Dead.
And Oliver Hudson.
Alive.
Okay.
No, dead. Dead.
Bitch. Okay. All right. Here we go. So you can get a total of 36 points.
Yay.
Yeah. So we open on the old Christmas classic, that carol that's like, old Mr. Kringle, we're sure gonna jingle, and na 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 na, troubles miles away.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we're in a sorority house that I don't think this is right. So our resident sorority sisters, Kristen and Jenna, if you could tell me if there's a sorority that is AAK, spells ACK, is that a sorority?
Alpha Alpha Kappa?
Alpha Alpha Kappa, maybe. Okay. I mean,
maybe
there's
like bajillions of sororities.
So many, yeah. So we meet a girl, a sorority sister, who is in her room in a very, very posh college room sorority house where I'm like, did we miss out on this? Like, do they all live in mansions in sorority houses?
They're kind of big,
it was
giant
like a
houses.
Fucking mansion. So she is in her room.
I think kind of. We didn't have sororities we didn't have houses at our college.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's true. We didn't have sorority houses.
In Baltimore County, there's an old law still on the books that if more than 4 females lived in a house together, it was considered a brothel.
Shut
it was illegal.
up.
Did you not know that?
No. I thought that
reason.
was a joke.
No, that was the reason that we don't have like sorority houses and fraternity houses at Towson.
Shut the fuck up.
I mean, I think so. I mean, now you're making me feel like I'm wrong, but like that's what I always like.
Oh my
that's
God.
what I always had heard. Yeah, it's like, you know how like they have those weird old laws like that like just somehow don't get off the books.
That is amazing. If anyone wants to verify that for us,
someone could probably let us know. But
we will definitely forget by the time we're
because
done
we had
this.
sororities and fraternities, but we didn't have houses at our college. We were more of like a bar college,
right? Well, okay. So apparently they live in mansions.
As far as I know, that's why.
Yeah. Not only do they live in mansions, but they also pour themselves reasonable glasses of wine and savor it. Like she's sitting on her bed, like pouring a regular glass of wine out of a wine glass and like sniffing it and closing her eyes and savoring the taste of it. I was like, how old are these college kids? I don't understand what you're doing. Then on top of it, she's wrapping gifts in wrapping paper in college and calligraphing the notes on them.
You're so mad at her.
I'm just confused. Like I'm just confused. I don't know a single college person who savors wine while wrapping gifts and calligraphing notes.
Right. I guess I would agree with you on that.
Like with a fountain pen, like a sharp fountain pen.
Right.
Anyway, so calligraphy girl hears a sound in her closet. Mm-hmm. And she seems a little like torn about this particular gift she's wrapping. Like it just seems to be giving her pause. She seems perplexed or nervous or something about the gift that she's wrapping for somebody named Lee. But she hears something in the closet, and as she goes over to the closet, the audience sees that there seems to be something moving under the bed. Mm-hmm. She opens the closet. No one is in there. So she sits back down and goes to pick up her calligraphy pen again, and head in a plastic bag.
What?
Stabbed with pen.
Whoa.
Yeah. And this is why you don't calligraphy in college. This is what I'm saying.
So her head was suddenly wrapped in a plastic bag.
Wrapped in a plastic bag.
And then stabbed with her pen.
Yes.
Okay.
And we're like, oh, shit. Then we hear a Christmas carol and we cut to a sanitarium. Yeah, but it was more like jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock.
Oh,
like we're doing
just like any Christmas carol, not Christmas carol. The Christmas carol.
Yeah.
Carol of the Bells.
Carol of the Bells. It's called Carol of the Bells. You're thinking of A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, which is a story, not a song. Is that what your brain was doing?
Correct.
Yeah.
Even though we had talked about it, not too long ago, a couple minutes.
Shit.
Well, you followed.
Yeah. So now we're at a sanitarium, otherwise known as an asylum.
Oh, okay.
And there is an orderly who is passing out milk and cookies through like the little slats in a door, like where he can like slide it open and like a hand will just come out and grab the milk. Like we can't see inside. It's like super. Right.
Like he's in the hallway and he's putting it into
a
room.
Yeah, and he's like walking by with a little cart.
Okay,
and he like puts a milk and cookies there and he's like, Merry Christmas. Rolls down to the next one. Okay. Merry Christmas. But we see that he drops one of the milk cartons and it kind of like props a door open by accident. And we see a big black boot, step into the milk, and through the door.
Oh.
Our orderly continues to pass out the milk. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. And then all of a sudden, a giant Santa comes in. And the orderly and the guard who's at the end of the hall is like, whoa! And he's like, dude, I was just looking for the children's ward. And we're like, okay. So false alarm. And the guard who's sitting in front of this one particular room at the end of the hall says, this ain't no place for Santa Claus. And Santa's like, oh my fuck, is that Billy Lenz in there? Pointing to the last room in the hallway. And he's like, that's the guy who killed his family at Christmas when I was a kid. A lot of people say he's dead. And the guard's like, he's not dead. And then he looks at the lock and he's like, all you guys do is put a fucking padlock on there. Like I could pick that. Like that's doesn't seem like good security to me. And the guard says, oh no, that lock is just for him to feel like he's at home. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, well, that's not what keeps him in, but his mom left him locked in the attic. And all he wants is to feel like it's home.
Oh.
He tries to escape every year on Christmas.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So we're like, oh, creeps. And then he's handed a plate by the orderly through the little hole in his door. And the orderly turns to Santa and says, it's chicken. It's the closest we could get to how his mom used to taste. And I was like, what? Now Christmas carols. And we are now in the car outside of a sorority house with a Hillary Duff type bitch, blondie blonde, making out with Oliver Hudson. And he's just such a dick. And I just loved it. You know, that was my type, guys. Like until I met my husband, who's very nice, I was really into those assholes.
You were.
God, and this
I mean,
Oliver,
I have been too in the past before I found self-respect.
Right. I mean, I didn't have any of that, so none of that to get in my way. But yeah, he's. What is that?
If you hear Christmas music playing right
it?
now, it's because
What is it?
I just decorated my house. I have a clock.
But where's it coming from?
I have a clock that has puppies dressed in Christmas outfits that hangs in my kitchen, and on the hour, every hour, it plays a Christmas carol.
Okay.
Any Christmas carol, not specifically Carol of the
you'll
Bells.
understand. You'll understand why that's terrifying once I get into this
So if you guys
movie.
hear music throughout this, that's fine.
Oh God, it was so scary. So Blondie's in the car and she's like, I gotta go in. Like he's like, no, stay. And she's like, I gotta go be with my sorority sisters. I've never
So
had
is Oliver Hudson like a college kid in this?
he's
basically?
like college.
Okay.
He seems like college age, but not in college.
Right,
if that
right.
makes sense.
Okay.
And so she's like, I gotta go be with my sorority sisters. I've never had a big family. And he looks at her and says, I'm your family now. And I was like,
No.
red flags.
No. Shut up.
Shut up. You're
Punch him in the
creepy.
face, run away.
Yeah. So she
But
goes
college Kim would be like, you are?
that's exactly. College Ket would have been the same. Really? You like me? So
No, I'm like, go fuck yourself. Shut up.
right? I have enough friends and family, okay?
You need to earn it, bro.
So she goes inside. She's like, bye, baby. And then he gets a phone call and he just says hello, doesn't say anything. But then we see him looking through a window at another girl in the sorority house. And we can't hear what she's saying, but she's very pissed. And so we understand that they're talking to each other. He doesn't say anything. He just hangs up the phone. And I'm like, what you playing at, motherfucker? So we don't know.
Wait, he called her?
He got a phone call.
He got a phone
said
call.
hello.
Oh.
He looks
And
when he sees who it is,
different girl, and
sees
she's
a different
pissed.
and she's pissed. But we don't know what
Okay,
she's
but we don't know what she's
saying or
saying.
why she's pissed. We just know that he's got
But
kind of
we
a
can be
fucking
like,
smirk. Yeah, and he just hangs up the phone
We
and
can
drives away.
devise some things, maybe.
Yeah,
Got it. I knew I didn't trust him.
you shouldn't. He's a real dick, but
I
he's
could
so
tell.
hot.
His
So
personality's not.
now we're in the living room. We
His
are
treatment
with
of women is not hot.
Wow, guys, Kim got real mad. So now we're in the living room. Here's where my questions begin. We really missed out on these sororities because they live in a fucking mansion. They're sitting next to an actual fireplace, not like us right now who are sitting next to a TV that has a picture of a fireplace on it. They're drinking wine out of wine glasses, not mugs
with snow on them.
Correct. And they have a giant Christmas tree, not a teeny tiny one the size of
not a 3-foot one.
That's not 3 feet, girlfriend. That's like a foot.
That's more than 1 foot.
Well, we'll measure it later and tell you guys.
I'm going to say it's about 3 feet.
Okay. I'm saying it's 1.5.
I bet you. Let's shake on it.
Shake on it. Okay. At the end of this episode, we're will measure the tree.
We'll let you know. What does the winner get?
Ooh,
that's interesting.
When we do something for New Year's, I don't know what we're doing, but I'm sure we'll do something. The winner has to buy the other one a drink.
Okay, deal.
Yeah, bitch, I'm poor. That's all I can offer.
Don't say that. You're very abundant.
I am abundant. I am manifesting money as we speak. It's flowing into my bank account. So now we're in the royal sorority living room, and even
if we were in a sorority, we wouldn't have lived in a sorority house because it would have been considered a brothel.
I know. I'm saying if we went to a different college.
Yeah, if we went to like University of Maryland, I think they had.
But University of Maryland is in Maryland.
No, and it was a Baltimore County law.
It was a Baltimore County law. We need to verify this. So we're in the living room with Lacey, Blondie, Dawn, Bangs, and Kim, Drunky. I mean, wow. Good one, me. High five, me.
Self high five.
And Miss Mac, who is the old lady that lives in the house.
That I'm not up on the information on that.
She is like a 55-year-old woman who lives in the house with these girls.
I thought that was like an old-timey thing maybe, but I didn't know that was like a current thing.
Let's investigate this as well, because like she doesn't seem to like discipline them or make them go to bed. Like they're all drinking underage.
Just to like make sure they're alive.
I guess, but you'll see at the end of the movie she's not doing her job.
Also, like who wants that job?
I don't.
Like, what's going on with that lady's life?
I don't know. It's
just like she just like used to be a sorority member and was like, I don't want to leave ever.
I guess. I mean, I'm thinking it's.
How old is she?
She's like 55, 60.
No, something's going on there.
Something's going on there.
That's not.
Something's
not
right.
Not a life you want.
No, it's not good. So we're in the very posh living room and everyone is talking about like who's here and who's not for Christmas. Like who went home for Christmas and who didn't. Now we're back at the asylum. So we're kind of cutting back and forth from the royal living room to the crazy bin. Right. And the guard is sitting outside of Billy's door. Mm-hmm. Billy passes a gift through the little hole in his door. We just see a hand. We don't see him ever. Mm-hmm. Billy passes a little gift to the guard through the little hole in the door. Mm-hmm. And the guard looks in the hole and he's got like Christmas lights in there. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, stop. If this motherfucker is this dangerous, why do we have lights in there that he could hang himself or a guard with? Yeah. He definitely had to sort of cut that paper and have some tape and things. Like, he's
how do you wrap that?
How do you wrap that? Where did he? It's all very the security of this asylum is in question.
Not up to par.
For sure. So he opens up the gift and it's a note that says, "I'll be home for Christmas." Written in pen, which is also a weapon. So what does the guard do? And what do you, Ms. Burns, do yourself?
The guard is just like, okay, Billy, and like throws it away.
Okay.
I am like, Merry Christmas to you, Billy.
Okay. I'm going to give you 1 point. So that would have kept you alive, just a very arm's distance Merry Christmas to you too, Billy. That was the right choice. And frankly,
I mean, I don't know that I'm made out to be a guard of any sort, but except for in Towson University's play of Antigone.
Oh yeah.
It's like
You
I was
were a
dressed as
guard.
like a
What the
I don't
fuck?
even know.
Why
Austin
didn't they ever
Powers looking guard situation.
Okay, now I gotta find a picture of this because I don't recall. I was in my Matrix costume for Antigone.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
No, not Austin Powers himself, the evil guy in Austin Powers. That
Dr.
gray
Evil?
suit. Dr.
Oh,
Evil
yeah.
suit.
I do remember that. Oh man, Kim and I, we did some plays.
So yeah, I just don't have a lot of experience in guard life.
Right. Well, let me tell you something.
Hashtag guard life.
Well, let me tell you, based on your choice and based on this dude's choice, you're hired. Because
Oh.
this motherfucker walks in
No.
because he looks in and can't see Billy. So he goes in, doesn't shut the door behind him, but also just don't go in. And he pulls out his flashlight. He sees that there's a hole in the wall, sort of down by the floor. And he's like, what's this? And he goes to look inside and he is yeah. So comes up behind him, stabs him with a candy cane that he has licked to a point, which I'm like, why are you just hand this guy a fucking rifle? That's basically what you're doing.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that a candy cane licked to a point is one of my favorite weapons of all time.
Yeah, candy cane licked to a point.
Licked to a point.
Yeah,
It's enjoyable in so many ways.
So he's stabbed with a candy cane. And I just wrote major questions about security policy. I just don't understand what is happening. So now
He's just like, watch out, guard.
yep, he's
Coming home for Christmas.
He's the scariest version of that owl in those Tootsie Roll commercials.
Yes.
How many licks does it take to make your candy cane a weapon? Okay, so now we're back at Ack House. And
Yes.
we're knocking on the doors of the sorority sisters that are still there. And what is this?
We're knocking on the doors?
This is what I wrote. Give me a second here.
Who are we?
We are.
It's now interactive.
Yeah, we are Drunky.
It's an interactive movie. I love it.
We are Drunky and Blondie, which doesn't make any sense because you and I would just be Drunky 1 and 2. Drunky and Blondie are knocking on the doors of the sorority girls to be presents are in 5 minutes. They did a Secret Santa.
Okay, got you.
And Drunky says to Blondie, that's not how you do it. And she knocks on a door and goes, presents in 5. Whatever you don't get is mine. And I'm like, yes, bitch. So she's like, now you try, to Blondie. So Blondie goes and knocks on Megan's door. And she's like, presents in 5 minutes or your presents are mine. And Megan from the other side of the door just goes, fuck Christmas.
Oh.
And Blondie's like, Megan, are you okay? And she doesn't answer.
Megan's very bah humbug.
But Megan is very bah humbug. You'll hear why. So now we're in the room with Megan and we see that she's looking at something on her computer screen. And it is a sex tape of her that she clearly doesn't know is being made, boning
Oliver Hudson.
Yeah.
Is Megan the girl that was angry on the phone before?
Yes.
Got you.
Yes.
Got you.
But all of this I learned in retrospect. I'm telling you now because, man, if those fucking sorority girls don't all look alike. I mean, they all look the fuck alike. But yes, it is Megan who is boning Oliver in the videotape, which was also unclear because I couldn't tell if it was Oliver, a sex tape of Oliver boning Blondie, and Megan is pissed that he's cheating on her.
I mean, either one she'd be mad about, I would say.
We're not pleased, correct?
Right.
Either way, I want to see that tape. So, but that's neither here nor there.
Either way, I want to be involved in the next film.
Right. Either way, what's your sketch? Because
either way, Oliver Hudson put it in.
Oh shit! So she's watching.
I know what I'm getting Catherine for Christmas.
Oliver Hudson. My husband's gonna be like, Honestly, dude, can you just
Christmas Lampoon's Christmas Vacation style?
Yes.
Just kidnap him and put a big bow on him.
Oh my god! Oh no! You know what scene I thought you were gonna say of like him diving in slow mo into a pool?
Oh right, yeah.
Licky maka is the thing to say. That was did you know that? Side note.
I already know this. This is the first time you had
tingly feelings in my vagina. And the scene included a woman and Chevy Chase. So I don't know. Take that information and file it away as you will.
I believe mine was Marky Mark in a
that makes
in his little Calvin Klein with his jeans hanging down.
That was
I love Marky Mark.
Mine is Phoebe Cates and Chevy Chase. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, if that tells you anything about Kim and Ket.
Yep. That's us in a nutshell. Okay, so she's all pissed and all of a sudden she hears music. And it's a little music box.
Who hears this?
Megan. Here's
I wasn't listening to what we were saying. Yeah. I was thinking about
Marky Mark. Yeah. That's what I thought. I was thinking about Chevy Chase, so
it's a joke.
It's a joke. So she hears a noise and it's coming from the attic. Now, remember, this is a house. This is a straight up house that happens to be a sorority house. I feel like that's important in terms of what the look of it is. It looks like a mansion house that a family would have lived in. So there is an attic. Yeah. And she hears...
What do you think sorority houses are?
I don't know. I just don't picture them being I don't know.
They're
the
big, giant houses.
But I picture them being the Wawa house, which was kind of a shitty house that I was no family ever lived here. This was yes, it's a house, but no family has
a specific garbage fraternity house.
That's what I thought it was.
You've probably only been to certain areas of the Wawa house.
I'm sorry. What do you mean?
I'm just saying.
I am unclear about what areas have you been to of the Wawa house.
What is
Also, I've been to plenty of places in the Wawa house. I didn't just hang out downstairs.
Wow. First of all, we should tell people the Wawa house is it's a Hopkins fraternity, right?
Yeah, it was a Hopkins fraternity.
So they had a house, but it was next to a Wawa. So their actual fraternity was called something else, but everyone called it Wawa because it was either above a Wawa or next to a Wawa. So that was that was the other thing. That was a very city fraternity house as well. I think it was literally above a Wawa or something. You know what I mean? That's why it was called that. Whereas even if you've ever driven by the USC houses, they're it's a couple blocks of just big giant houses, and it's one sorority and fraternities all in.
I guess I pictured there being something industrial or college about them once you got inside is kind of what I pictured.
I think they're usually big houses. We just happen to go to very specific schools where they're weird. Gotcha. I think ours are more weird. Our experiences is more odd.
Okay, gotcha. Once again, Kim and Ket focusing on the right things.
explaining in depth.
Can I tell you what the fuck happened to Megan?
I guess you can.
Jesus. So
Megan,
she hears something in the attic.
In the attic,
and it's playing on a music box sound, a tinkly sound of the Sugar Plum Fairy, which is dun 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 dun. Nope, that's not right.
I'm sorry. What is it like?
It's the Sugar Plum fucking Fairy.
The Nutcracker.
The Nutcracker. You can hear it. You hear it, right? Mm-hmm. Fuck me. You know what? We'll drop this in. Eric, if you could find this and drop this in right here, that's what's playing.
Plum Fairy.
So she hears it. What does Megan do and what do you do?
She goes and investigates.
Uh-huh. And what do you do?
You know what? So I hear music coming from the attic.
For sure.
And I live in a sorority house.
You do.
I don't do anything. I put a blanket over that shit because I'm I don't know. There's 25 girls who live here. Someone's playing music upstairs.
Correct.
Yay.
So this bitch fucking goes up to the attic, and it's like a creepy attic where she's got to pull a goddamn wooden ladder down and open up a hatch door.
Nope.
And I'm like,
nope.
You don't go up there. And so she opens it up, and she's like, who's fucking with me? Like, talking at the attic.
Mm-hmm.
Calligraphy, is that you? And and she's like, what are you doing? Back over the head. Stab. Pulls her eyes out.
Pulls her eyes out.
Pulled her fucking eyes out of her head.
With a hand?
With a hand.
But we don't see.
We don't see who did it. We just see a black plastic bag over her head and a hand reaching through the plastic bag to rip out her eyeball. It was a bummer.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Now we're back with Santa at the sanitarium.
Megan. Santa. Okay, back.
Back at the sanitarium.
Back at the sanitarium.
With Santa.
Okay.
And he's walking around, and it's like the end of his shift, and we hear a sexy orderly off camera say, Santa, my shift's over. I've been good this year. And Santa's like, Santa doesn't like to keep people waiting, baby. You know.
Yeah.
Like how that works. And then the camera pans down to his shoes and stab! Blood splatter! And we're like, whoa! Then we just see someone in a Santa coat carrying a big heavy sack, and he throws it into the dumpster, and there's a fucking arm hanging out of Santa's sack that he just threw into the dumpster, and then he throws the Santa coat in with it. So we're like, who was it? Back at Ack House. We are now in the royal living room, and Lacey says to Mrs. Mack, open your present. Open your secret Santa present. And Mrs. Mack says, no, we have to. She's not a Mrs. She's a Miss for sure. I think that's part of the issue. She's a Miss.
Sorry,
so Miss Mack says,
Miss Mary Mack.
Yeah. Miss Mary Mack says, Miss Mary Mack. I'm just in black. I really wish that you guys could have seen what just happened. I tried to play it by myself with Kim, and only one hand because my other one is holding the mic. It looks great. So she's like, no, we have to open Billy's first. It's a 15-year Ack tradition. It's not Ack. I don't know what the fuck this sorority is. It's a 15-year tradition. And Bangs says, she's like, I drew Billy's name, but like, I'm not, this is bullshit. Like, it's very not Christmassy to like give a pretend present to a serial killer.
Why are they doing that?
You'll find out. And so she's like, I mean, it's not very Christian of us. And fucking Drunky is like, not very Christian. None of Christmas is Christian, you fucking asshole. And then she like schools her.
Drunky.
Oh, I love Drunky. Schools her about how there's nothing Christian about Christmas. Like it's all stolen pagan rituals that that the Christians imposed upon the Christmas holiday to bring the pagans over to their religion. But like the fucking mistletoe is for sex fertility, and the Christmas tree is for this and that, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, of course, Bangs,
I'd like to know further. I'd like to know more.
It's super cool. It's literally, so the Christian church was like, we need to get our enrollment numbers up.
Right.
We got all
bring
these
those pagans over.
Those pagans have really fun traditions, and they just are all having a blast, just like being one with the earth and fucking each other. Like it just looks so fun. How are we going to get them over to like our stuffy old,
they know what's up,
you know, so they're like, I've got it. We're going to take all of their traditions and say that they're Christly.
Right.
That's what they did. Anyway, look it up, guys. So she's like, nothing about Christmas tradition is Christian. It's all stolen from pagans. Then we learned that Billy lived in this house. And it got turned into a sorority house. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So the fucking family was killed in this house?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to join ACK.
No, I don't want to join ACK! ACK! So we learn the story of Billy, and it's Miss Mack telling it. So we learn that Billy was born to a couple that hated each other. Seems like the dad was like pretty chill, but the mom was a fucking bitch. And he also was born with a rare skin disease jaundice, so he was yellow. He was always yellow. Parents hated each other, and mom hated Billy because Billy reminded her of her husband that she hates.
Right.
The casting of this was also weird because she looked very old to have a 1-year-old. Like, she looked like Billy's grandmother, and then the husband was like a very young looking husband. So I'm like, you do you, like, that's great. If you want to cougar it up, I'm all for it. I just don't know if you look like you could have bore a child a year ago is all I'm saying.
Okay.
Moving on.
Judgment from Lauren Ketchum Porter.
Just curious about the science is all.
Okay. I'd like to see photos myself.
We will find photos. So bitch mom is just a real bitch. She just walks over to the fucking crib, which is next to the tree, and the dad is sitting there just being like a dad, just a nice dad, and she takes one of those red balls off of the tree that says baby's first Christmas, and she just stares at her husband in the eyes and just crushes it in her hand and drops it in the fucking crib.
Oh, no.
And
that's
I'm like
pieces of glass.
I'm like, you're a bad mom.
You need to be
like not a mom.
I don't know. Yeah. Change your life,
Just
man.
change your life. Yeah. So cut to a few years later, because now Billy is yellow, but like 5. And mom is sitting in a chair smoking, like looking not great. I mean, if dad and Billy aged 5 years, she aged 20.
Okay.
She doesn't look good. And she smokes, so we know why.
Yeah.
So Billy is like, decorating the tree, and mom's over in the chair. She's like, Santa ain't coming to see you. The Russian shot his sleigh down. He's dead. And Billy shoots her angry, angry eyes. And then Billy's dad leans in and is like, Billy, don't worry about it. She's a bitch. There's a gift upstairs for you.
Why are they still together?
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
You can get divorces and live better lives.
Yes.
Everyone can live happy lives, better lives.
Live your best life. But he goes upstairs and he finds a hole in the wall, which looks very similar to the hole that Billy put in the wall in his asylum. And he pulls out a
candy cane.
No. You scared me. Good one. Pulls out a gift that's like some sort of spaceship or whatever. And it says, to Billy, love Santa.
And this is in the hole in the wall? Interesting.
Yeah. Wrapped in newspaper.
Okay.
Just like the newspaper of the gift that the guard got.
Okay.
So he opens it and he's like, oh, Santa came. And then he hears fighting downstairs.
Oh.
And he hears beating sounds.
No.
And Billy goes to look under the closed door. So he's like laying down on the ground, looking under the door to see what's happening. His dad falls to the ground. There's a black plastic bag put over his head. And we just hear hammering.
What?
Of his head.
I
And
assume.
then a bloody hammer falls to the ground.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's not great. So now Billy is crawling through the walls. There's a lot of crawling through the walls of this house.
Interesting.
I'm assuming he got there because there's a hole in his bedroom, like he can kind of get through the walls.
Okay.
And he sees that his mom is burying a body under the house.
Fucking damn.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So he's like in the walls looking at his mom under the house burying a body with her boyfriend. And
with her she has a boyfriend?
She has a boyfriend. Like she's burying the body with somebody else.
I'm very upset by this.
I'm so upset. So all of a sudden,
very upset.
The mom holds up her flashlight and sees Billy's yellow eye peering at her through the walls. Now she's mad. So he starts running away back through the walls, and she realizes that he's going up to the attic. So she, rather than chase him up to the attic, just puts a padlock on the door. So now he's locked in the attic forever. Back at Ack House.
So
that was the story of Billy.
Stuck in the attic.
Yeah.
Even though he can get through the walls?
He can get through the walls, but like he can't get out of the house. He can get through the walls.
Okay.
So like
But don't the walls go to his bedroom too? Maybe that's locked too.
I think that's locked too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so basically she puts a padlock on the little pull down from the ceiling door.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah. So he's stuck up there now. So now we're back at Ack House. And Blondie picks up the phone. And it's like a landline. And she says, hello? Very funny. Guys, I think someone's in trouble. And they're like, put it on speaker. So they put it on speaker, and the phone voice says, get out of my house. I'm going to kill you and stuff.
And stuff? Is that what they said?
Yeah. I don't know. I just wrote, I'm going to kill you and stuff, but I'd already committed to the voice. So I just had to go with it.
Okay. So, it was still scary.
Yeah. So I'm going to kill you and stuff. So what did they do? And what do you do? And you have an option for a bonus point.
How do I get a bonus point?
I'll tell you once you tell me what you would do.
Well, that's not fair. Okay. They are like, so who heard this?
All the girls that are sitting in the royal living room.
Was Miss Mac there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think that they called the police.
Okay. Is that what you would do?
I think that I would call the police.
Okay. And
like who else do I get help from?
And what do they do?
They I guess the same. I don't know what my options are. Okay. I can only think of call the police or do nothing. So
okay, now I'll tell you how to get the bonus point. Back in the early 2000s or late 90s, if you wanted to find out who just called you and hung up, what did you dial?
They star 69.
Yep, you get a bonus point
amazing.
For that. So
that's brilliant. Okay, yeah. So, it's funny because even like as you were describing it, I was picturing like an older phone. So even when you said speakerphone, I was like, how'd they put that on speakerphone? So it was hard for me to even picture like what was happening.
Yeah. So
star 69.
So they star 69'd it.
Amazing.
You would live because obviously if someone is fucking calling the house, like, yeah, star 69 it, fine. But like also call the police.
Yeah.
They hang up. They suggest dialing star 69. They do. And it's calligraphy's cell. So they're like, what the fuck? And then Bangs is like, fuck this, I'm going home. And Drunkie's like, oh yeah, run to daddy. And Bangs is like, at least my family wants me.
Harsh.
Yeah, it's way harsh, Ty.
Harsh.
So Bangs is all pissed off. And I'm kind of like, why are we like forgetting that like, we don't know where Megan is or like where calligraphy is. And like, we just got a creepy phone call. Like it was kind of like the issue kind of went away. I feel like I would have been more on top of this, but Bangs is like, I'm getting out of here. And she runs into super dorky girl. Her name is Eve because she's like, oh, hi, Eve. And they all seem super weirded out
like
by her.
In the house or?
In the house.
Or like she's a member?
Yes, she's a member, but she's like, oobs dorky. And all the other girls are kind of like, hi, Eve. But like, she's clearly part of the sorority. Okay. So I'm like, what's the deal with this? Eve is like, I got you first, my Secret Santa, Bangs. Here's your present. And she opens it up and it's wrapped in newspaper. And Bangs opens it up and it's this glass unicorn with like a really pointy horn on it. And Bangs is like, thanks, Eve. Merry Christmas. And Eve is like, you're all my family now. And they're all kind of like weirded out and ignore her. And they kind of like roll their eyes. And Miss Mac, to like break the tension, is like, let's get this party started.
Oh, Miss Mac.
Yeah. So
you love your sorority. So good. I feel so awkward for you.
So now we have another flashback where we learn a little bit more about Billy. We flash to 1982. And we see from like an aerial shot Billy's mom butt naked riding her boyfriend on the stairs. And she seems very frantic about it. And then she finishes and he's asleep. And she seems annoyed and is like, finally. But then she hears Billy up in the attic. And she looks up, puts her robe on, goes up to the attic, and we just see like Billy rocking in a rocking chair. We don't see him. We just see sort of like his legs, like a shot down. And we just see the mom's legs walk in front of him. So she's facing him.
Yeah.
And she drops her robe.
No.
And then the rocking chair just keeps rocking.
No.
Yeah. Flashback to Eve.
No. Oh, God.
So we're like, so I just wrote, boned her son?
Like this.
Yeah.
I don't like this. I'm covering my ears and my elf ears.
I know, but
I'm
it's
wearing
still
elf
happening.
ears.
You can't put a blanket over the incest.
Like it.
Before we flash back to Eve, we get on the screen 9 months later.
Okay.
And it's mom standing over a little baby.
No.
And she says, my little Agnes.
No.
She looks up at the attic and says, she's my family now. We're like, what? I mean, just don't fuck your son. Like, please. Like, please don't have sex with your son. I'm so mad.
I don't like this so much.
Well, it's fine. Now we're back at Ack House with Miss Mac.
I'm still feeling feelings.
I am as well. So we cut back to Eve and Miss Mac, and Miss Mac is like, oh, Eve, here's your present. But she turns around and Eve is suddenly gone. And they're like, where the fuck did she go? And Lacey's like, where does she have to go? The island of misfit toys? And Mac turns around and is like, her mother was a legacy. Meaning like her mom was in the sorority as well. And Lacey's like, well,
so
now
that's how she got in, basically.
Yeah. And she's like, well, now her mom's dead. So no family, no boyfriend. Where the fuck does she have to go? And I'm like, Lacey, God. Cut over to Drunky, who's chasing a shot of tequila with wine. I love Drunky. They then get another phone call from Megan. It's not Megan. The voice on the phone says, Megan's mine. I'm going to bury the hatchet in you. What do they do? What do you do?
They wait. Who got the phone call?
They did.
To the house.
To the house, yeah.
How do they know it's from Megan?
Because they have like oh no, I'm sorry. It came on someone's cell phone. So they saw that it was Megan.
Because I was like,
yeah.
They saw star 69, but how do they know it's Megan?
No, they saw it was.
They go investigate like where they're like where they call Megan back and maybe go to her room to be like, where is Megan?
Okay. And what do you do?
Megan's mine now. I'm actually also going to investigate like where is Megan in calligraphy. Maybe I'm going to go check out their rooms and then also notify the police again. Be like, something also weird. Something's going on. Who was there for that phone call? Who got that?
Everyone but Eve. Okay. So it was Lacey, Blondie, Drunky, Bangs.
But Eve was gone.
Yeah. And Miss Mac. So I gave you 2 points because they started to do the right thing and you started to do the right thing. But we learned that they just lose focus real fast.
Yeah.
Because they're like, let's go see where Megan is. So they go up to her room and they open the door and Oliver pops out. And they're like, what were you doing in her room? And he has an excuse about why he was in there. Like, he's like, well, I tried your room, Blondie, but the window was closed. And then I saw that Megan's was open. So, and they're like, well, is she in there? And he's like, I don't know. And they're like, you were just in her room. Is she in there? Mm-hmm. And then he fucking changes the subject. And he's like, the script was this was not a great part of this. But just be with me. Just be on this journey.
I'm on the ride.
So he's like, you spoiled bitches. You come here and you stay here for a couple of years and then you leave. I stay here. I used to play on this street before they turned it into frat houses. This was the scariest house on the street. Mm-hmm. And Miss Mac says, what really happened in this house? And I wrote, did you forget about Megan? Like, what? Now we're moving on to ghost stories. Like, we're still looking for Megan.
Right.
We have
We have a task at hand.
Yeah. We have 2 people who a mystery voice has claimed he now owns. Right. And we need to find them and let's get back on track.
Yeah. Like one phone call, weird, but like, whatever, like, funny joke, us. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah.
Two same weird voice from two different phones.
Yeah. It's like, let's not pull a Nick Cage here. Like, let's do some detective work.
Allope.
Yep. Allope. Oh my God. That was, oh man. Guys, we're getting to the point now where like you really need to, we are a serialized podcast because we are doing callbacks
to our Icker and episode. Icker and
Oh God. So Miss Mac is like, what really happened in this house? Which I was also like, didn't you just tell them what happened in the house? But Billy says, well, it's 1991 and Billy got a telescope from mom and stepdad. And he's spying on all of the other people in his neighbors' houses that are having nice family Christmas times. Mm-hmm. We then see that downstairs, Agnes is now like 6 to 35,
Anywhere from 10 to 35. I
6
think
or 7.
Matthew, she would be 8.
Got it. This is what Kim's my Google and my calculator.
Because it was 91, you said?
Yeah, 91. Yeah. So 1982, 91. Yeah, okay.
She was probably born in like 83. So then.
Right, yeah.
8.
So Agnes is downstairs and mom is coked up. I mean, I don't know if she's literally coked up. She just looks bad.
She's a mess.
And she's like, Agnes, my little baby. And just like loves her. And Agnes is like, God, mom, chill. But Agnes also looks a little off. It's also because she's a product of incest and she looks it. So she looks like she should live in the town in Deliverance. It's not great. No. But Agnes hears Billy up in the attic and she's like, is that Santa's reindeer? And mom's like, nothing's up there. And she's like, oh, okay. And so she then opens up a present and it's a doll, like a baby doll, like an actual baby.
I believe that is what a baby doll is.
Thank you. And she's like, thanks. Then mom goes into the kitchen because she's like, do you want a cookie, my little Agnes? Blowing smoke in her face. Ugh. So she goes into the kitchen and lights another cigarette off the stove. And she gets a phone call and answers it. And over the phone, she hears, she's my family now. And she slams the phone down and runs up to the attic. And she's like, Billy! But he's not in there. Then she hears Agnes screaming. She comes back down and she sees a bag over Agnes's head. Billy standing over her, eating her eyeball. Eating it. Then he beats the fuck out of stepdad and mom. Mm-hmm. And he then looks over and sees the cookie cutters that mom was going to use for the cookies for Agnes. No. And he decides that he wants to make some Christmas cookies too. No. Or should I say Christmas mom jerky. No. So he cookie cutters his mom. No. Puts her in the oven.
Oh, God.
And then we hear a little while later, the cops come in. And they're holding their guns out. And they're like, go check on the little girl over there. She's alive. And
the little girl's alive? I thought he was eating her eyeballs.
Yeah. He's eating her eyeball, but she's still alive. You can live without an eyeball. And so
the fuck?
Billy is just...
The fuck?
Yeah. Duh fuck. So Billy is just sitting at the dining room table, content as can be.
Eating some cookie jerky?
Eating some mommy cookie jerky.
Oh, God.
It wasn't great.
This is very fucked up.
So now we're back
Doesn't make my stomach feel. I feel yucky inside.
Yeah. So now we're back to like Oliver like finishing telling the story, and he's like, Agnes lived, but lost her right eye, and lived out the rest of her days in an asylum, never to be seen again. For whatever reason, I don't know why this just hit me. Maybe I was trying to block it out, but I wrote father brother. I think it like just clicked that like Billy was her father brother. Like it was so upsetting. So we're back with Oliver. And Lacey says, did they ever figure out why he killed his family? And I'm like, yes! What? Were you not listening to the story?
So many reasons.
I think it's implied why he killed his family.
I would say so.
Anyway, so they're all upstairs. Someone comes in the front door of Ack House and they're like, who's that? Because they weren't expecting anyone. So they're all like crouched at the top of the stairs and they're like, who is it? And it's this brunette woman and she turns around and she's like, I'm Calligraphy's sister. Where is she? And everyone's like,
aggressive.
Question mark? Very salty. Now we're back to Blondie and Oliver in Megan's room. So like the other girls went to see who this salty bitch is. Blondie and Oliver are still in Megan's room because Blondie is the only one who did not forget the task at hand.
Oh.
And she's like, I'm just worried about Megan. And Oliver is like, she probably just went somewhere. Can we please just go to my apartment? Ugh. And Blondie's like, her car is here and her shit is here. At this point, we see that the computer with the sex tape on it like is still up, but it goes to a screensaver real quick. Just before Blondie looks at it. Oliver's like, fine, just call her cell phone. So Blondie calls her cell phone and gets her voicemail. So now we're back downstairs with Mac, the sister, Calligraphy's sister, who is heretofore referred to as sister, and the Ack girls. And Mac to sister is like, really? You're a legacy? I don't remember you. And I was a house mother starting in 1993. And sister's like, I started late. I left early. Listen, I'm pissed at Calligraphy because I passed up a hot weekend in Vail for this shit. Us getting together was all her idea. And Lacey just cuts in and goes, I love your coat. She's really good at that.
I love, like Mean Girls.
Yeah, like
Lacey
she's
Chabert.
great at that. Like I want more Lacey Chabert in my life.
I think of her a lot as like Party of Five, Lacey Chabert,
Yes.
but like she's real good at the Mean Girls, like dumb girl. She does that well.
Yeah. So now we are back in Megan's room, and Megan is still like in a tizzy. And she's kind of arguing with Oliver, and the camera pans up to a little tack that is holding a poster up, and the tack is being pushed out from the other side. And we're like, what? And Oliver and Blondie are arguing, and he's like, he doesn't want her to look at the computer. And she's like, maybe there's an email on there or something. And he's like, I just don't think you should invade someone's privacy. She then hears something above her and she's like, what's that? And he's like, oh, there's an old window in the attic, and when it's storming like it is right now, it opens. I'll just go up and close it.
Oliver says this?
Oliver says this because remember, he like kind of knows the house. I don't know.
Come on.
And so they're arguing, and he's like really trying to get her out of the room.
Right.
Now we're back downstairs.
He's like, don't look at the computer.
Don't look at the computer.
Me on it.
Yeah. So now we're back downstairs, and they're like still interrogating the sister about like, how do we know you are who you are? And she's like, listen, I can't give you more proof because I don't know my sister very well. Like, we're many years apart. We have different last names because I'm going through a divorce. So like, I was married and I hated this place. So like, there's no remnants of me around here. Like, I didn't want to be here. And she's like, but I do remember the giving Billy a present tradition. And she picks up a gift from under the tree that's wrapped in newspaper. And she goes, but I see you guys have changed it. Now it's from Billy to Ack House. And they're like, that wasn't here before. So.
Oh God.
They open it.
Open it. What's inside?
It's a baby doll.
Oh God.
Just like Agnes's.
Oh God.
But with no eyeballs.
Oh God. So like a doll that's a baby?
Yeah.
A baby doll?
A baby doll.
A doll that's a baby.
Yeah,
a baby
doll,
like an actual
babied doll. Yes.
Got you.
And they accuse the sister of putting it there. And the sister's like, I didn't fucking put this here, bitch. Like, she's just like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Now we're back up in Megan's room.
Oh God.
And Oliver and Blondie hear that thing in the attic again. He's like, it's the window in the attic. Let's just get out of here. I'll go fucking close it. Back downstairs, drunk bitch, drunkie pulls a Kim all over the coffee table. Just barfs all over everyone's shit.
I'm not sure I approve of pulls a Kim equals barfing.
I understand you don't approve, but do you agree?
Not as of late.
Not as of tonight. Come on, Kim. You were a little barfy in college.
Yes. In college, for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, she's in college. She
Okay,
pulled a
acceptable.
Kim. So now sister is like, I'm going to go find my sister. So they go up to Calligraphy's room and they're all like,
I'm liking the name calligraphy now that we're using it so much.
Kim has a baby. She has twins. One is named tea tree oil and one is named calligraphy. So
Hashtag I live in Los Angeles.
yeah. So Calligraphy's sister is like, let's go upstairs. And she's like, it's so weird. Like, I was in the same room. And we kind of get some backstory where she's like, you know, there's 12 years difference. She was in second grade when I moved into this house. But it's weird because she seems older. You know, she's the one who wanted to bridge the gap between us while we could. I mean, can. We're like, what? So then she finds the gift that Calligraphy was going to give her sister. And it says to Lee on it. The sister's name is Lee, but
Gotcha.
who can be bothered? Now we're back downstairs. Bangs and Mac are looking at the doll. And they realize, they're like, this doll was wrapped in the same paper that Eve's present to me was wrapped in, the unicorn. And
that was given to Bangs.
yeah.
Okay.
And the paper that it's wrapped in, the newspaper, is dated 1981.
Ooh.
So Bang says, I'm going to go up to Eve's room. Power goes out.
Oh, no.
What did they do? What do you do? Where's my pen?
The power goes out?
Yeah, the power goes out in the house.
I mean, first you have to figure out lights.
Right.
Like we figure out flashlights, candles.
Sure.
Go check the box thing.
breaker.
Breaker. Oh. For light situations.
Okay.
Maybe see if it's like the whole block or it's just your house.
Okay. Oh, good detective work. I love it.
Is there like, you know, someone I can call? So we have cell phones. So maybe figuring out like, oh, what happened? Oh, because it's storming, right? Right.
It's storming, and I'm going to help you because I'm a total fucking pushover. Everything you're saying makes total sense to me. Is that what you would do, or is it what the girls do?
This is what I would do.
Okay. And what do the girls do?
The girls, I guess they just keep going on with what they're already gonna do. Like they don't let it affect them. I mean, they probably figure out some like flashlights, you know?
Yeah.
And then they're like still gonna find Eve. And then
So you get 0 points, and I'll tell you why. Because I think that you both forgot an important piece of information. What you did was said, our power went out. There's a storm outside. Let's do all the things that a human does when the power goes out. Let's get some flashlights. Let's light some candles. Let's go check the breaker. What you're forgetting, and what they forgot as well, because that's what they did, that they just got 2 fucking terrifying phone calls.
Right.
And there are clues that a escaped serial killer may or may not be trying to murder someone.
right.
So
I mean, I think me trying to figure out, oh, is it the block or is it just us? That was what I was saying, is like, is it a storm doing
Okay.
it or is it just us? That was what I was saying.
well, then I will give Kim a half a point, but
and using my phone to find out like what happened. Why is this out? You know how you can check like,
Yes.
oh, this whole area is out.
yes,
That's what I was saying.
I'll give you a half a point. I didn't find that there was enough panic there. So the power goes out. And Bangs decides to still go up to Eve's room. She's already on the way up to Eve's room. And we see that she's using her phone to sort of like look in Eve's closet, which has a hole in the wall. And she finds a shoebox of newspaper clippings that are all about the Billy murders.
Weird.
And inside the box are the 2 baby doll eyeballs.
Weird.
Now we're back in Megan's room with Oliver and Blondie. Because the power went out, the computer wakes up to say low power mode, because now there's no, you know. So the picture that was on the screen, she can now see, and she sees that it's Oliver fucking Megan. So she storms out of the room. The other girls like are coming upstairs to be like, you know, this is happening to us now. The power's out. And Oliver is like, this was before you got here. I didn't put this on the net. A guy at work got pissed at me and stole my tapes. And she's like, tapes? Plural?
Oh, God.
She's like, how many are there, Kyle? Whatever I think it's Kyle.
No, I love the name Kyle.
Do you?
Love it.
I don't.
I had like one of my neighbors was Kyle. When I was
is that
growing
the
up,
one that you burned your leg with? You burned
no,
I love
no.
you into your leg?
No, that was Matt Kukla.
Oh, Matt Kukla. That's right. I knew it had a K in there.
No, Kyle was like, we were like little kids.
Oh, okay.
We like, you know, put towels on our head and like married each other sort of thing. But like as like
so cute.
tiny like neighborhood like bestie friendsies.
Oh, that's really cute. Well, this Kyle's a dick. So all the girls are like, get out of here. Yeah, get out of here.
You.
Fuck you.
Oliver Kyle.
And then he calls them all bitches.
Fuck
and
you.
he's like, yeah, fuck you, dude. And he's like, what's the big deal? I wasn't knocking over 7-Elevens or dealing. I didn't hurt anybody. And I'm like,
what?
Leave. Goodbye.
Shut the fuck up.
Boy, bye.
How does that hurt someone? You know what,
Fuck.
Oliver Hudson? I need to sit you down and explain some things to you.
Let's talk about it. So
Asshole.
now Drunky has had enough. And
Feel you, girl.
she's throwing
I'm
up.
with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's throwing up in the bathroom.
Rough.
And it's convulsing throwing up because her toes are like curling underneath
Been
of
there.
her. Been there. Oh, shit. Are like curling underneath her. And it kind of like she breaks off a piece of tile, like a loose piece of tile.
Okay, I have not been there.
Yeah. Well, it was loose, but it was still just like she kind of like kicked it up, you know? Dawn comes into the bathroom and Drunky's like, you're a better sister to me than my own sister. And Dawn says, Dick Cheney's a better sister to you than your own sister, which I just thought was a great line. And then she's like,
That's
but
funny.
also you're smelly, so take a shower. And she like makes her get in the shower. And
funny.
she trips, like kind of steps on the little like tile that she just kicked up and like,
Right.
gets mad and picks it up and throws it in the sink. The camera pans back down and we see an eyeball looking up from the floor as Drunky takes a shower.
What?
Yeah, there's an eyeball
An eyeball?
looking up.
On the floor?
Yeah, and it's like blinking, so like it's alive.
What?
Yeah, and Drunky's taking a shower. Yeah, you heard me. There's an eyeball looking up at this bitch from the floor.
I don't like
And
this.
so now we're with Sister and Lacey. They've gone down to the basement to where the breaker is. And it doesn't work. And Lacey's like, oh, that's right. This is an old house. There's another breaker under the house.
No, there's not.
Yep.
No.
And Sister is like,
No,
this
there's
is-
not. You shut your mouth.
You shut your mouth. And so here's where the sister says, it's so weird. We're the only house on the block with no power.
That was my fucking question.
Yep.
That's the thing you need to find out.
That is the thing you need to find
It makes a
out.
difference if it's like, oh, all the power's out everywhere, or
Exactly.
just our power's out.
Exactly. But they're kind of like, meh. So she's like, you keep trying the breaker. I'm going to keep looking for calligraphy.
Right. My daughter's name.
Okay. So they realize that they're the only house on the street with the power is out.
Right.
What does Lacey do and what do you do?
So who said keep looking and who said
The
what?
sister is like, I'm going to keep looking for calligraphy in this house.
The sister said, I'm going to keep looking for it. You deal with the breaker.
Yeah. So what does Lacey do and what do...
She goes under the house.
Okay. And what do you do?
Not go under the fucking house. 100%.
Correct.
I don't care.
I don't care.
Do
Like,
it.
if there's other houses on the street that have power, go to them.
There's so many other. I'd go to one of the.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just gonna say it. I'd go to one of the frat houses, okay, and I'd get a boy to
course.
go under the house. I know that I'm a strong, proud woman. I can do what I want, but I don't want to go under the house.
Being a strong, proud woman doesn't mean
strong,
you...
independent woman who can take care of herself.
It doesn't mean that you invite serial killers to serial kill
I
you.
don't want to go under the house.
I don't
I'm
either.
in the dark, but
Yeah.
I don't like it. I want someone else to do it for me. I'm an entrepreneur, and I just hire someone to do that for me. So,
But also, like, just wait till the storm's over. Like, just wait till it's not night time.
I mean, just like there's no reason for a breaker box to ever be under a house, because that means anytime you're going to it is when the lights are out.
Yeah.
And I'm
it's
like,
unacceptable.
No.
Unacceptable.
That's the only time I'm never going to go there is when the lights are out and it's pitch dark.
And like, let's say it's the best case scenario under the house that there aren't serial killers and bodies under there.
I'm still not doing
There
it.
are definitely spiders and animals and rats.
Still
That's
not doing
your
it.
Best case scenario.
Yeah, I'm never doing it.
Yeah. Like, fuck this. Anyway, so
Never doing it.
now we're back up in the bathroom and we obviously get some gratuitous boob and butt shots.
Oh, okay.
And yeah. Boo. Not
I was
full.
trying to improv words with you there and it failed.
It just sounded like you powered down. Like you ran out of battery.
From Drunkie? We see Drunkies?
Yeah. So we didn't get full boob and we didn't get full butt.
Okay.
Which I appreciate, but it was still a gratuitous shower scene. So she gets out of the shower, puts a towel around her. Dawn comes in. She's like, do you feel better? And Dawn's like, I'm going to put you to bed. And as she walks her out of the bathroom, we see someone scuttle away under the floors.
Ew.
Yeah, like kind of like laying on his back, kind of like scuttling under the floors. It was gross. It was kind of like crawling on the ceiling kind of vibe.
No.
But in the floors.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It was bad.
No.
Yeah, and we just see like feet kind of like scurrying away. So Lacey then goes outside to be an idiot, lights a cigarette, and as she's smoking it, an icicle is right above her and it drips. And it drips right onto the cherry of her.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. Of her fucking cigarette.
Okay.
So she's like, of course. Typical. And I'm like, is it typical?
No, it's very
very
odd.
specific. Very odd.
like, oh my God, I can't believe that ever would have happened.
I can't believe it dripped right there. So she drops it into this little hole.
She's a very half glass empty kind of girl.
I agree. So she drops it into this little hole that's clearly like the hole that people who smoke out on the porch drop their cigarettes into.
Gotcha.
And as she drops it, she kind of hears something. And she's like, what the fuck? So she shines her flashlight down into the hole, but can't see anything. And she's like, meh. So drops into the hole, hears something under the house. What does Lacey do when she hears this and looks with the flashlight into the hole?
Like afterwards? Mm-hmm. She goes under the house.
And what do you do?
Not go under the I don't go under the house. I do anything else.
She fucking continues to go under the house.
Yeah.
Even though she just heard something
She
was
seemed-
under the
She
house.
seemed nonplussed by it, though.
But I'm just like, again, even
She
if it's
seemed
not
more
a serial
plussed
killer.
by her cigarette going out by the icicle than she did by hearing noises.
Yes, like I'm just like, even if it's a cute thing, like a raccoon, you still don't want to sneak up on a raccoon that's hanging out under your house.
Raccoons are not nice.
So, what the fuck? So she decides to go under the house anyway. Now we're back with Bangs, and Bangs comes down and she informs Miss Mac. She's like, look what I found in Eve's room. And she holds out the babe doll eyeballs.
Oh.
Did you say noose?
News.
Oh,
gonna say
newspapers. I was
newspaper.
like, there's no noose. I never said anything about a noose.
News. Eyeballs.
Oh, shit.
It's better when we're long form.
And long form
long vowel improv.
I think they teach that at UCB.
Newspaper eyeballs.
I take the long vowel improv class at UCB. So
that's why Silent Night works so well.
yeah. So Bangs is like, look at these eyeballs. Lacey's like, I'm gonna go into the house. Sister is just walking around the house being like, calligraphy?
Yeah.
Not in here. Calligraphy? Not in here. Like, I'm just like, she's not there, dude. Like, she would have heard multiple rounds of various commotions and scenes happening.
Yeah.
But now we're back and Lacey is undoing the thing to crawl under the house with her flashlight. She's on her hands and knees and grab!
Ah!
Oh, I just scared my mic too.
Wait, what happened?
She's grabbed.
She's grabbed. They're grabbed.
And someone is on top of her.
Okay.
In a red suit.
No.
With longish blonde hair, but we can't see their face. And she's stabbed with a gardening tool. And Lacey's dead. And I was sad. I thought Lacey was going to make it.
I love Lacey.
I love Lacey. No, that's a lie. I didn't think she was going to make it. I was disappointed when I learned that she was not going to make it.
I mean, this is a point for me, so I'm in.
Yeah. So she's dead, and she like falls dead, and we see that she's fallen dead next to someone else's skull.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Like an only skull, like a bone.
Yeah.
Bone skull.
Yeah, as opposed to like a silly putty skull.
Like
or like a candy skull.
I mean, like there's no other parts left.
It's partly buried, so it's like we only see like that it's coming out of the dirt.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
There's just no like skin or hair or anything.
Correct,
on
just
it.
a skull.
It's just a bone skull.
Yeah. So now we are back upstairs with the sister, and as she's calligraphy through the doors, then she hears a tiny little snow globe playing music. Bum, 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 bum,
You mean like
bum, bum.
this snow globe?
Yeah, like that snow globe, but playing
This
the little
snow globe?
sugar plum
I
fairy.
have right here.
Ooh, what's it going to play? I wonder if it's going to. Oh no, that's not what it plays, but that's what it sounds like. So yeah, it's that noise.
Well, that's gonna keep playing until it's done.
Motherfucker, god
I
damn
only
it.
turned it once.
Turning it once. This is going to be.
It's done.
Great. Okay. So she hears.
Calm down, Ketrin.
So she hears the snow globe, and she starts to go upstairs. Idiot. Now the other girls get a call on their cell phone, and it's from Lacey.
Oh no.
Oh no. The phone voice says, "She's mine now."
Gosh.
And
So who are the other girls at this point?
so it's Blondie, Bangs, Mac, and Dawn.
They're all together.
Yes.
Okay.
Because Eve is somewhere. Calligraphy is dead. Megan is dead.
Dead drunkies in the
Drunkies
bat shower bathroom.
in the bed now. She got put to bed. Yeah.
Right.
So, and sister is upstairs.
Right.
So they get a call. She's mine now. So they're like, Lacey was going outside. So they go outside and they see that underneath the house is locked up again, but there's bloody scratches. And they're like, no! And they then look and they see that Eve's car is parked outside the house, running. And they're like, is she sleeping in the car? Because they see her like that she's in the car.
What?
So they go up and they're like knocking on the door and they can't really see. It's like all iced over. So they open the car door and her head falls out.
No.
Just her fucking head falls out.
Eve.
So now they call 911.
Just her head?
Just her head
No
falls
bodies
out.
in there.
It's unclear.
Okay.
Yeah, it's unclear.
Her head comes outside.
Great. Oh, and now they call 911.
Right.
But now the storm is raging.
Okay.
And so 911 is like, we're going to be lots of minutes. Like, there's accidents and shit. Like, now we can't fucking get to you.
Shit's happening.
And I'm like, this is why you don't wait to call 911. Like, I'd rather deal with like a salty 911 operator who thinks I'm overreacting than like right about to be murdered.
That's
now they can't make
That's a
it.
very true Ketrin statement.
Yeah.
She'd rather over anything than under anything.
And you know what? Guess who's still alive? Me.
Me too, bitch.
Yeah. Because you're friends with me. Kept you safe all these years. Okay, so.
And I've kept you a little bit more easygoing.
Yeah, slightly. No, it's true. You have.
I've kept your blood pressure down.
Yeah, I haven't died of a fucking aneurysm since being friends with you. So, okay. So they're like, it's going to be many minutes. What does Mac do? What does Blondie do? And what do you do?
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's going to be many minutes. Fuck. 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 Fuck.
Correct.
Okay. All right. I
Yeah, start with
do
you.
not go back in that house.
Got it.
I go away. I'm sure that I'm friends apparently this is a block full of sororities and fraternities that all seem to have lights on, as far as I can tell.
So how do you get somewhere else? On foot or by car?
Foot.
Okay. What does Blondie do?
Gets in the car?
No. What does Mac do?
Goes back inside the house.
No. You switch the two. So you get one ding. Mac says, let's get out of here. Let's get in my car. Blondie says, we can't leave our sisters. Okay. And I'm like, your sisters are dead, bitch. Like, get the ones that are still alive and get the fuck out of there. Yeah. And then I'm like, Mac, listen, your car's not going to start. And even if it does, it's going to be difficult to drive. Just walk to one of the houses.
Is it a snowstorm or it's a rainstorm?
It's a fucking snowstorm. It's Christmas.
Okay, you never prefaced. It's raining outside right now, so in my brain, it's been a rainstorm.
So like a winter storm in LA is a drizzle.
It's been a rainstorm this entire time in my brain.
I hear you. It's a snowstorm.
It's a snowstorm.
It's a snowstorm. So like, that's
I was like, why won't her car start?
Because it's like fucking icy as shit. Like it's real fucking icy, and that's why like the 911 can't.
So
get
using
there.
your
It's only in LA that 911 would tell you they can't get to because it's raining. Every other place in the country, it's because
still made sense to me. I was like,
I know, and so,
I'm like, also the only time I've ever called 911 in LA, like I think there was a busy signal.
You're kidding.
I'm pretty sure.
Are they allowed to have a busy signal?
Or like it was something like. I really think it was a busy signal. Like, I think I didn't actually get through.
Oh my God. I'm volunteering at the 911 dispatch. This is crazy. I'll answer your call.
And because it like wasn't necessary. Like, it was like, I was in I want to say Taco Bell drive-through line.
What was the emergency? They were out of Baja sauce?
Some type. That got me. That was a good one.
911. There's no Baja sauce here. How am I supposed to eat my cheesy gordita crunch?
Oh, that was a good one. No, I think that I was in a drive-through line of some sort.
Sure.
Assuming Taco Bell, don't know. It was like 2 a.m.-ish. Like I wasn't drunk, but it was like the car in front of me was like clearly drunk.
Oh.
Like falling asleep, I think was happening.
Yeah.
Something like that. It was like literally the person was asleep and like weird things just kept happening. So like I just felt so uncomfortable that I was like, and like, you know me, like I am the easygoing, like put a blanket over it, like not do something about it person more than anything. So that means it had to have been like really bad. Yeah. To the point of me being like,
that must have been really bad.
I'm just gonna fucking call and give them their license plate just to be like, I just want you to know, like, this doesn't look good. Yeah. I don't think this person should be driving. Like, it's just, it looks really dangerous. And I never got through, like, I never talked to a person.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
I hope that person got home.
Yeah. And it also made me very scared to ever need to call 911 for an actual emergency.
Right? Just call me.
Thank you.
Honestly, just call me. Like, I'll probably get there faster. Like,
and now we have all these survival skills.
Oh, yeah. Like, don't even bother with 911. Just call me.
You're actually now, when the emergency button on my iPhone comes up, it's actually calling directly to you.
Yeah, got it. Yeah. So you got a point for you because you used human logic. Yeah. You would have gotten the other 2 points, but you switched them. So what Mac says is, very nice about sisters. I'm getting out of here. And Bangs is like, I'm coming with you. Blondie is like, we have to stay with our sisters. And actually, Dawn says the same thing because Dawn is like, we can't leave Drunkie here.
Right. Because we know she's there.
Yeah, but I'm like, just wake Drunkie up. Like, just drag that bitch's ass out of the fucking bed. Anyway. Oh, God, the storm outside.
It's a storm is outside.
It's a real storm outside.
Like the way that you talked the storm a brewing, it felt like this.
My God. Okay.
Now I'm seeing snow instead, though.
So Mac and Bangs go out to the car. Mac finally gets the car started, but it like takes a minute. And everything is iced over, so she can't see out the front windshield, even though she got the car started. Right. And so she gets a little like completely useless brush, like to try and wipe the snow off. And I'm like, use the other side. Anyway, so she's like trying to scrape the snow off and she sees the car jostle. And she's like, bangs. And then blood splatter. No. All over the windshield wiper. Oh, the windshield. And she's like, ah! Turns around, icicle falls, stabs her in the head.
An icicle falls?
Falls from the roof and stabs her in the head.
The roof of what?
The house where she's like parked up against the house.
Oh.
And she's like, ah! And kind of like,
she was on a street in my brain and I was like, from the sky?
Yeah, from the sky.
What?
So I was like, oh man, poor Miss Mac like didn't even die from the killer. She just died from that fucking rogue icicle that's putting out people's cigarettes and putting out people's lights. Am I right? So they're dead. Dawn goes up to check on Drunky and she's like, Drunky? And we're like, oh fuck, she's dead. But she's not dead. She's just
passed
fake out.
Right.
Just super, super drunk. And the sister goes to check on something. I guess still looking for calligraphy. I'm like, she's not here, dude. She's gone. And she's looking around and she slips in blood. And she's like, ah! Dawn hears sister scream, looks over the banister to be like, sister? All of a sudden, back to the head.
No.
And we see a blonde, long-haired looking person like struggling with her. Dawn kind of gets away and sort of backs into a bedroom and sees a hockey stick up against the wall and starts beating the killer with the hockey stick.
Oh, Dawn.
Yeah, knocks her. Well, I mean, her sister is Buffy, so she's learned. Right. So then she's like trying to open the window to like, she's like, I'm just going to fucking jump out the window, I guess.
Yeah, I could fucking get out.
It's frozen shut. In the meantime, Killer sees the mate to the hockey stick, which is hockey skates.
Yeah.
And decapitates her with the skates.
No, Dawn.
Dawn's dead. Yeah. Fuck. So now we're like, fuck. So many people are dead. Now we're back with Drunky, who's laying in bed, peaceful as can be, passed out, and we see something moving under her blanket. And it's moving very slowly and sensually.
No.
And in her sleepy drunk, she's kind of like, this feels good. No. And she's like kind of asleep still, but like smiling and like, what's happening? And then she wakes up and realizes, what the fuck am I feeling right now? And she just stays perfectly still, looks at her nightstand, sees the unicorn that Eve gave her, slowly grabs it, and turns on and stabs.
Yes! Drunky! Kim, for the win!
There was no one there.
Oh.
So she lets go of the unicorn. What the fuck was that?
Stab!
Because the killer was there, picked up the unicorn, and he stabbed her.
How did he do it?
Well, he was there. And it was under the blanket, and she just missed it. She was very drunk and very asleep. She did her best.
God damn it!
You did your best.
I really thought that Drunky Kim did it.
She had the right idea.
She was going to survive.
Yeah, she had the right idea.
Damn it! Well, another point for me, though.
So then the killer is just stabbed Drunky and runs out of the room past Sister and Blondie, and Sister and Blondie are like, "What was that?" Like they're like, "Huh?" So they're like, fuck, that was the killer. So they run and hide in Drunky's room because they don't realize that that's where the killer came out of. So they go and hide in Drunky's room. She looks asleep. She's actually kind of sleeping like you, where she's like sleeping with her arm over her face,
Yeah.
And so they're like, what are we going to do?
With her legs up in the air?
Yeah, crossed up in the air. And they're like, what are we going to do? Blondie is like, where's Dawn? So she calls Dawn's cell phone and she hears it ringing in the ceiling. And they're like, what? And then all of a sudden someone bursts in the door and sister tries to tackle the person that just came in the door. And the person pushes her down to the bed and it knocks into Drunky and it knocks her arm off and they see that her eyes are stabbed out. And then they turn and they look and it's fucking
Oliver Hudson. I knew it.
Yeah. And they're like, what the fuck are you doing here, man? And he's like, you know, whatever the fuck he says. Came to check on you. I'm a creep. I don't know what the fuck. But now he's there. So they're like, where is Dawn? And they call her cell phone again, rings in the ceiling. But this time someone picks up. Blondie says, Billy, what have you done? And Billy says, where's Agnes? She's my family. But they can hear someone else in the background where he is. What do they do and what do you do?
They go up to the attic.
And what do you do?
I leave the house.
Correct.
Get out.
Get out.
Even the person you were going to save is now dead.
Is now dead.
So get the fuck out immediately.
I mean, I guess they're like, we can hear breath, but I'm like, Kim, can we just stipulate, like, I won't be mad if you leave and like try to get the authorities. Don't try to come up and save me in an attic.
Yeah.
I don't think. I guess. I mean, don't though.
So because I don't know that Dawn's dead.
Yeah. Like, I think don't. Maybe. I don't know. But probably don't. But also, like, I wouldn't have made multiple choices.
Yeah,
that
we
would have
wouldn't
led
have gotten
to
to
my
this
death.
point already. But
so if I've made that many dumb choices, I don't deserve to be saved. Is what I'm telling you. So she's like, Sister, Oliver, and Blondie decide to go up to the attic. Oliver's like, I really don't think we should do this. And Blondie's like, I'd expect my sister to go up there after me. And he's like, how would you know? You don't have a sister. And Calligraphy Sister turns around and says, yes, she does. And I'm like, okay.
Because they're
your sorority sisters.
They're sisters.
Whatever.
Right.
I'm like, ugh, this is no time to have fucking foo-foo pledge time.
Got it.
Somebody is dying. So Oliver finally agrees to go up and flips out his little butterfly knife. They open the attic door and Oliver's like, shine the light up here. On the count of 3, I'm going to open it. 1, 2, 3. He opens the attic door. Back to the face. Stabbed with a unicorn thing. What? Obviously. Like, come on. So he's like...
So quickly.
Yeah, so he's like pulled up into the attic. And they go up after him.
No, you don't. Yeah,
I mean, I guess they're like, he's still like alive. No. Like, he's like, no. You know, so like, they're like, no, trying to pull him back down.
You're not winning. You're not winning in this situation.
No.
You're not winning. You need other help.
You need other people. So they go up and they see it's all decorated. Someone is in the rocking chair with a bag over their head. Everyone that is still alive is screaming and very upset. Oliver is now dead. Sister and Blondie are fighting and screaming. Billy is simultaneously laughing, lighting candles, decorating a tree, and pulling Billy's eyes out.
Pulling Billy's eyes out?
No.
Oliver's
eyes out. Pulling Oliver's eyes out.
Are we seeing Billy now at this point?
Yeah, but like we can't see his face. It's all like long hair like in front of his face.
It's long blonde hair?
Yeah. And Billy pulls Oliver's eyes out and he's the 2 eyes are on one string. And I'm like, that's not how anatomy works. Your 2 eyes aren't connected in the back of your head. You can't pull one out and have the other one come out like a fucking spaghetti noodle through your nose. Like the retinas are attached to 2 different parts of your fucking brain, idiots. But anyway, he pulls the eyeballs
out. Fun trick though.
Yeah.
Fun party trick.
Yeah. Pulls the eyeballs out in one long spaghetti strand and eats them, obviously.
Oh, barf.
And he's like, delicious eyeballs. Then we also see that the other eyeballs are decoration on the tree.
Right.
Obviously.
Right.
And he's lighting candles and, hark how the bells swing, the bells. He's not singing that, but he should have been. Sister and Blondie are just like, this sucks! sucks.
Well, why are they still there?
Well, now they're trying to get out, but then fucking
why
sister.
Can't they?
Because they're just like dead bodies and killers.
They're just like, like everywhere you turn, there's something to scream about.
Pretty much, yeah. So then sister falls through the floor like Clark Griswold style, where she's just like, shit. And she's like halfway through, halfway not. Blondie is holding on to her like, don't fall through. And I'm like, let her fucking fall through and go after her. But she drops her. So sister falls to the ground.
Okay.
Blondie is like trying to get away from Billy, but she's all tangled up in Christmas lights.
Oh my God.
Now. And she's like trying to scoot away, and she scoots back and like kind of falls through a hole in the wall. So now she's like in the walls.
Okay.
And now a candle falls over and shit's lighting on fire. Like it's chaos.
Wow.
So now she's in the walls. She's trying to scuttle away. They're coming down after her, and she grabs like a pointy
hammer,
something pointy, like a poker. I want to say it's like a poker,
like a fireplace poker.
Yeah, and she's like kind of like falling backwards, and she like kind of grabs on before she fully falls through the walls and stabs at Billy's face right in the eyeball.
Yes, Blondie.
No reaction.
Oh.
Billy just grabs the poker and pulls it out along with a plastic eye, because it's not Billy. It's Agnes! So she's like, Wah! Now she like really falls through the walls, and Billy comes scuttling up up into the attic. So now we've got father brother and sister daughter coming after Blondie.
No.
She's tangled up in Christmas lights. Tangled up in Christmas lights. She falls through the walls.
Oh, God.
Agnes is coming after her. The tree comes behind her. Sister, like, because she's tangled up in the thing.
Okay,
so now
yeah.
the tree's
she's
like,
dragging things with her. Okay.
Yeah. And so now sister is down on the second floor, and she's hearing all of this in the walls. So she's like trying to like find where the fuck they are. She finally realizes when she hears like Blondie being like, I'm in the walls. So she like starts taking up, I don't know, her Hulk hands and banging the wall. I don't know. And she makes a hole. And she pulls Blondie through. And as she pulls Blondie through, the tree lights on fire. And now Agnes and Billy are up in flames in the walls with the tree. Merry Christmas. Sister and Blondie run out the door. Next day.
Okay.
Christmas Day.
Oh my gosh.
There are reporters in the house, and they're like, some shit went down at the fucking old Billy house. Fuck.
Right.
Sister and Blondie are at the hospital. Blondie's in a hospital bed. Sister seems to be like kind of okay. Mm-hmm. We then see that there's an orderly / coroner who has to like identify all the fucking bodies, and he's like salty about it. And he's like on the phone with somebody who's like, I can't come home. I gotta fucking identify all these fucking bodies. So he goes into the morgue area, pours himself some noggy, and he's drinking eggnog with the dead bodies.
Jeez.
And he hears something. He's like, what is that? And he opens up one of the body bags. Billy's alive! And the orderly is killed. Billy stabs him with something. Not sure. Probably a lick to a point candy cane. And so then orderly is dead. Billy opens up Agnes's bag, and she wakes up like a sweet sleeping beauty looking at her Prince Charming brother dad. And so we're like, fuck. So sister Blonde, we're back with sister and Blondie in the hospital. And she's like, I don't have my real sister to open this gift with, but you're my sister now. So they open it up, and it's a watch. It's very nice. Lovely. The nurse comes in, and she's like, Blondie, we need to take you to run some tests. So they take Blondie out of the room, and then sister is like walking around the hospital, and it's very, very deserted. A very deserted hospital, which is strange because people tell me that Christmas is actually like a very busy day for hospitals. I don't know why, but
a lot of Griswold mishaps.
A lot of Griswold mishaps. So then the sister goes back into the room, and she sees someone laying in the bed, and she's like, I thought they took you for Tess, but it's not Blondie. Who is it?
Billy.
No.
Agnes.
Sorry, I already wrote a 0. 0 points. It's Agnes.
What the fuck?
Agnes gets up, grabs sister by the neck, and she's like, forever, snaps her neck.
Ew.
We're like, shit. So now, little bit of time has passed. Blondie is brought back into her room by the nurse. And she lays down in the bed and she finds the watch that sister had just opened next to her, kind of under her pillow. She turns it over and it's got a little bit of blood on it. And it says, family forever. And she looks up and blood is pooling on the ceiling.
Oh, no.
She's like, fuck. So she gets up and the fucking door to her room is stuck. So she hits the emergency button like, hello. But the people at the front desk can't hear her because carolers are singing.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, she's like face to face with Agnes. Now, what do you do? What does Blondie do? And here's what I'll tell you. You're in a hospital room, Bernsey. What are some things around you in a hospital room?
Fucking grab something pointy.
Okay.
And stab her.
Is that what you do?
Yes.
Okay, what does Blondie do?
Same.
Give you a half a ding. That was it was a half a ding, everybody. So she does something really smart. I don't know if there's anything pointy around you, which is why I gave you a half a point, but if there is, good job. She gets the fucking defibrillators.
Okay.
And she charges them and she defibrillates Agnes's face.
Seems like okay. I mean, I don't really.
There's not like a scalpel next to her. She's in a recovery room.
I know how to defibrillate.
You just
something.
hit on and it's like charging. And then you put it on somebody.
Well, how much time does that take?
A couple seconds.
Okay.
Learn how to defibrillate, Kim. I don't know what to tell you.
If you want to live.
Yeah.
If you want to survive.
Yeah. So now.
All right.
But the door is still locked. And so she's defibbed Agnes. But God damn it, here comes Billy.
Oh.
So what does Kim do and what does Blondie do? Because that goddamn door is still locked.
What do you mean, here comes Billy? Like, from where?
The ceiling. Remember, blood was pooling in the ceiling. Where the fuck do they come from? Who knows? But he's in here now, and you have to deal with it.
So I've already defibbed.
You've already defibbed. And think about what a hospital door might look like. Is it solid?
No.
Or is there perhaps...
I try to break the glass.
Yes. So is that what you do, or is that what Blondie does?
She does. Mm-hmm. I fucking do the same. I don't know. Get out.
So she breaks the glass, unlocks the door, and she's now running through the hallway. But Billy trips her, grabs a scalpel, stabs her.
See, I knew there were pointy things around.
Well, they're in the hallway now.
Not in the room.
And she's like, fuck. But she like manages to like maneuver around him and pushes him over a balcony, and he impales himself on a Christmas tree.
Wow.
Yeah. So now he is the star atop the tree. Blondie is looking down over the balcony. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Wow.
Billy's dead. Yep.
She's the only one who lived in that story, basically.
Yep.
Literally every single other character died.
Yep. Correct.
Wow. What
Ready.
actress played that?
Some blonde Hillary Duff type.
But like no one we know. Mm-mm. Interesting that like Lacey Chabert and Michelle Trachtenberg were in it, but like the lead girl was just a...
but Eric recognized her. She plays like Arrow's sister or something.
Okay, yeah.
Or like Arrow's girlfriend
like...
or something. But like younger. It's like I didn't recognize her.
Okay.
I didn't recognize her at all.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if Eric's right because he didn't watch it with me. I've been having to watch a lot of movies by myself, which is something else we need to talk about.
Welcome to my world,
yeah, it
honey.
fucking sucks. Anyway, do you want to know how many points you got?
I fucking do.
All right, let's see.
You better believe I do.
While I count up Kim's points, listen to a promo for another podcast that isn't us.
Hey, Andrew.
Hey, Maddie.
Do you like horror movies?
I sure do.
Well, did you know that most horror movies are inspired by real-life horror?
Really? Like what?
Well, take The Shining, for instance. That's based on Stephen King's real-life addictions, or The Purge, which could be our country any minute now.
Oh, and The Strangers, which is based on a real-life murder. People should be talking about these things.
Hey, guys.
Oh, hey, Producer Michael.
Hi.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but somebody already is. It's you.
That's right. We are Friday the 13th, the podcast where we talk about horror in real life and horror in media, all from an LGBTQ perspective.
Because we gay, y'all.
We are proud members of the Legion Podcast Network, and we can be found on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, or wherever your favorite podcasts are found.
And follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Come along with us on this crazy journey, and as always,
Get slayed.
And we're back. Burns, you did pretty well.
What I got?
You got 22 out of 36, motherfucker.
Oh, fuck yes.
And I don't do the maths, but I think that's more than 11%.
I know. You know what? That's actually fucking real good.
That's really good.
I'm going to say it's real good.
Yeah, I'm super impressed with your Black Christmas staying aliveness. I mean, honestly, there were so many instances where it's like, Kim, you get a point for leaving the fucking house.
For just getting the fuck out.
Just get the fuck out of the house.
Yeah.
Just go to your neighbors. Just go to someone with a light on.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So yeah, that was Black Christmas.
Yeah. I enjoyed hearing it.
It was super fun. It was a fun. You seem stressed.
I was stressed for a
You're
lot of it.
still upset about the father dad, aren't you? Or the brother father, aren't you?
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things I did not like.
She's pretty bummed about the father brother and the eyeballs.
There were some family situations I
weren't a fan of.
Didn't deal well with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My insides are still upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. Oh, and the cookie cutting.
Dying. Yeah, I didn't like that.
The cookie jerky mom.
Yeah,
you weren't a fan of.
I didn't like that.
Well, Merry Christmas.
But sounds like a good horror movie.
And you know what? You guys are listening to this the day after Christmas Day, which means Kim and Ket stayed alive at Christmas. So
we did it.
Yeah.
And
so follow us on all the shits.
Yeah. Or actually, if you could just, what we would really love is if you could write a review on iTunes.
Yes.
Or give us some stars.
Yes. Preferably 5.
Though.
Specifically 5
Look, we're on a 5-star run right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't be
honest with your feelings, but no one's done it yet. Okay, I'm just saying.
Don't be fucking stingy with the stars.
Just like, give us your feelings, but like, we're just saying we're on a run.
Yeah,
and those things actually help us like be seen by more people, and we're really loving what we're doing, and we're like having the best time, and like, I don't know, just really, really grateful to be able to do this, and
so grateful.
We would love to have more people hear us.
Yeah.
So if you could share, and reviews totally help. So yeah, if you could do it, it'd be great.
Yeah.
And as presents to us.
Yeah. Merry Christmas to us and to all a good night.
Yes.
This has been Kim and
Ket,
Ket Stay Alive. Maybe. So until next time,
stay alive.
Bye. Ghosted me. I'm done.